5 fucking years. Holy shit. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. It's been a long time since I've made an actual recorded video. Normally I've been going live, and while that's fun and all, well, I wanted to make a recorded video today because we've hit a milestone, or at least I've hit a milestone. I wanted to make this video the other day. I was going to make it while I was driving home in my car, but if anybody knows anything about Chicago, we got snow on Halloween, and that was the day I went home. Halloween marked 5 years in the trucking industry for me. It was the 5-year anniversary of me passing and obtaining my CDL. So, I suppose we could make a little retrospective here. 5 years ago, man. 5 years ago. Where was I at in life? My daughter had just been born. She was 3 months old. I was getting tired of working in a factory. I was getting tired of making $13 an hour. I was tired of always having to borrow money from people. I was tired of never having money for myself. I was tired of always being behind on my bills. I was tired of just life in general. I was drinking a lot to deal with the stress. And my grandmother had actually suggested that, well, why don't I look into doing what I've always wanted to do? And that is drive a truck. And she had been suggesting it for a couple of years at that point, but I was always worried about my driving record. I had a few tickets. I had a license suspension. I didn't think that I would get accepted. Well, lo and behold, I applied for truck driving school, and they said, give us a couple weeks and we'll let you know. And I said, well, I need to know ASAP because I don't want to just leave my job now on sudden notice. And working third shift, I wasn't going to be able to pull that off and do truck driving school, especially since my truck driving school was an hour away from home. So I'd have to get off work, go to the school, which wasn't too far from work, and then go all the way home, get maybe 2 hours of sleep, and repeat. And the job that I was doing, I worked in a protein shake factory, and I worked on an industrial size blender, and basically what I was doing was slinging 50-pound bags all night, lifting 100-pound barrels, and dumping all that powder, and all that shit. It honestly was killing me, not because of the physical aspect, but because of all the powder getting into my lungs. Wound up in the hospital because of it. That was another reason why I wanted out of there. Well, the truck driving school basically said, oh, we don't care about that. So I let my job know what I was doing, and that if I got accepted, I would be leaving on short notice. And they said, that's cool. Thanks for letting them know. And I got a call. Hey, we want you to start tomorrow. So I had to go into work and announce to them, hey, is my last day. And I quit. Then I went to truck driving school. Did all my stuff. Passed my permit test in about a half an hour. I was the first one in my class. And I was also the first one in my class to pass the driving exam. Then I was pre-hired with CR England, and if anybody's been with me since the beginning, they know what kind of hell show that was. Man, just the goat rope. So I went to CR England. I didn't even last a week there. I did their bullshit orientation, which no one could give me a straight answer on whether or not it was paid time. Recruiter told me that no, it wasn't paid. The same recruiter told a friend of mine, yeah, it is paid for 8 hours, something like that. Come to find out that he lied to both of us. It is paid, but only for 4 hours, even though we were in there all day. So I left CR England after a few days of their hotel bullshit. And I only left because I got accepted with Warner. And they said, you know what? You're in a shit situation. Get away from England. Go have a night with your family. Get on a bus with us in 2 days, and we'll see you there. So I went home, and the very next day, wouldn't you know it, after lying to me about what day I was going out with a trainer, CR England called me and said, hey, we got a trainer for you. A local route out of Sterling, Illinois. And I already knew that that was going to be, knowing now I should say, that would have been out of Walmart. And they said it was going to be a local route. And I told them, sorry, I left. I'm going to Warner. And they were like, oh, why? And I told them all about my frustrations and hung up the phone. And that was that. So I got on that Greyhound and went to Warner. Now, my thought is, if CR England expected me to drive all the way from the south side of Chicago to Sterling every day, work for, we all know it would be more than 14 hours a day, come on now, and then drive all the way back to Chicago at the end of my day and repeat all week. And that would be my training. And then they would throw me over the road with no mountain driving experience or anything like that. And people wonder why I rag on them. People wonder why they've got a bad fucking reputation. If you're watching this and you're new, do not go to CR England to get into trucking unless it is an absolute last resort. Do your homework. Find a reputable company. So I went to Warner. Did their orientation. They took very good care of me. Met one of my nearest and dearest friends. I actually met one of those at CR England too, a man by the name of Gary, who also goes by the fucking legend. That's right, he is the fucking legend. You just gotta know Gary to understand why he is the fucking legend. And I also met my good friend Robert. May he rest in peace. He passed away earlier this year. On my birthday, actually. I made a video about it. But anyways, I did orientation with Warner. I got picked up by my trainer on Veterans Day. Veterans Day. I remember because they had the Veterans Day lunch, and they were doing that in the main area there in Indianapolis at the terminal. They catered Subway. Went out with my trainer. He drove the first leg of the trip, which was picking up a trailer. a Celadon trailer, oddly enough, which was where the fucking legend went to go work after he gave C.R. England the finger. Kind of funny how shit just works that way. So my first load was pulling a Celadon trailer up from Indianapolis to Hodgkins, Illinois, to the UPS up there. And it was baptism by fire, I fucking tell you. I had never driven a rig on the interstate, and I had never driven a rig at night. And I'd also never driven a rig as big as the T680 that I was training in. And I got it all. I-65 in the middle of the fucking night, in a windstorm, no less, through Indianapolis, up 65, and then up into Chicagoland. Man, what a first trip it was. So I did all my training at Warner. Massive shout out to William Shull, who was my trainer there. He was in a video of mine. A couple videos, actually. I did a little interview with him and hung out with him. He's still over there. He's happy as shit over there at Warner. So, hey man, more power to him. I worked at Warner for a while. Had a piece of shit Volvo. If you've been with me since back then, you've seen that truck. And then I went silent on here for a while, and I was just doing my thing. I was growing more and more disenchanted with Warner as time went on, as I started to learn more about the industry. And part of the reason, too, was the Volvo I had kept breaking down. My wife went out on the road with me, and it damn near left us stranded in Wyoming. So we spent the Memorial Day weekend in a hotel in Salt Lake City. And Warner took care of me, took care of us, gave us money every day. Didn't have to pay it back or anything. And then my wife developed a health problem right after my truck got fixed. And they immediately found me a load home, told me don't even worry about delivering it, take it straight to the yard, get your wife to the doctor. Massive respect for that. My dispatcher over there at Warner was named Travis Kalal, and he was awesome. My first dispatcher was a piece of shit. That Volvo, see, I didn't know a whole lot about diesel fuel and the whole gel up situation when the temperature gets too cold and whatnot, so I was trying to be a good boy. The bunk heater was keeping me nice and warm, so I shut the truck off. Woke up and it fucking was gelled up. And my very first dispatcher, I told him, hey man, my truck won't idle for more than 10 seconds without shutting off. And this motherfucker fires back with, I don't care about your idle time, you need to be on your way to Texas. I'm like, dude, the truck won't run. So, after having it out with him, and then having an issue with a trailer tire, in the middle of all that, he tells me, oh yeah, I'm no longer your dispatcher. So then I met Travis, and Travis was new at the time, and so we learned together, and he got me great miles. Got me out of that Volvo and into a brand new, or almost brand new, Peterbilt 579. That truck was great. Had some issues thanks to the previous owner. Hood mirror was bent up facing the sky. Chrome cover on the mirror was gone, and none of the outlets in the back worked because this guy was like playing junior electrician back there or some shit. Whatever, I don't know. I left Warner and followed my good friend Robert's advice and went to Crete. Now, because I hadn't had quite a year experience yet, I had to go out with a trainer for 2 weeks at Crete. A man by the name of Tom Simmons. Tom is an awesome dude, and he recently won Trainer of the Month award over there at Crete. So if you're going to Crete, try and request Tom Simmons. He lives in Texas. Once again, his name is Tom Simmons, and you can tell them that Derek Hazelwood sent you. And if you do manage to get him as a trainer, tell him who sent you. I absolutely love that dude. Love that dude, man. He is such a straight up dude. This man, he knew how little of money I had, and he knew how little of money Warner paid me, and he knew how little of money I was, taking home for training at Crete. This guy and his wife ordered like 4 boxes of diapers at the Walmart and had them to be picked up at the Walmart by my wife up in Chicago. Man, I can't thank the dude enough. Tom is a stand-up guy, excellent driver. Just don't get into a farting battle with him. That old man will stank you out of the fucking cab real quick. Never made that mistake again. Gotten my own truck at Crete. Give me 1 second. It is way too fucking cold in here. I gotta turn that AC down. Or I should say off. Turn the bitch off. Turn my fan off. Alright. Got my own truck over there at Crete. It was a 2013 Pro Star. Awesome truck. Never had any issues with it except for the bunk heater went out once, but that's not truck specific. That's, the bunk heater is its own brand. And then my air conditioning. Why do I got a loss for words? It's like an alternator. I'm having a loss for words. Long story short, my air conditioning went out in the middle of summer in fucking Fort Smith, Arkansas. And it was hot. And it was Father's Day weekend, and I spent it in a hotel. What can you do? Shit happens. The air conditioning compressor. Air conditioning compressor. That's what went out. And Crete got it fixed right away. Paid me my breakdown pay. I spent the weekend sitting in a hotel. Hey, it happens. It's trucking. I unfortunately wasn't going to be home for that Father's Day anyways, but if I was going to break down, I would have liked to have done it closer to home. And then, rented a car and went home. But, it's whatever. Did my thing at Crete. I was doing their over-the-road division. Wife wanted me home a little bit more, so I went to regional. I did that for a month, and I got the taste of home in my mouth because we had just moved into our own place. And that's where I got hooked up with where I'm working now. So I went local and started out driving a shit heap of a truck. But it was wide open and it had a powerful engine, and actually a very well maintained engine. It's just the interior and the body was all beat up. So it looked like hell, ran great. It was a 2007 Freightliner Columbia day cab. And drove that for a while. Got into a T680 day cab, which is in my old intro. For my old videos, if you watch those. Did the over-the-road thing for a while, or not over-the-road, local thing for about a year and a half. Was doing the flower deliveries, you saw that too, towards when I started becoming active on here again. And then I got, in a way you can say homesick. Because I love being on the road. And my wife and I decided to give up the apartment, move back in with the in-laws, and I went back over the road. And we're trying to save money to move where I'm at now to Texas. We want to move down to the Valley area. Down there by McAllen, Edinburgh, Farr, somewhere down over there. But that's what's going on now. With this company, I've had my troubles. I've had my ups and my downs. I drove that 2007 Columbia. Then I drove the 2016 K-Dub T680 day cab. then when I went over the road, I got put in a white 2016 Pro Star, and when I got the truck, it was decent. Okay. Then my boss surprised me with a pretty black 2013 Pro Star, pretty much fully loaded. It had the power outlets in the back, it had the fridge, it had the EPU, stuff like that. Then I hit a deer. We lost that truck. I got put back in the white truck, which had proceeded to have gotten beat on by some of the local guys. I don't know who drove it, but the windshield was cracked, cabinet was broken, water leaked right down into my cup holders, which was fucking gross. And I started to get a little disenfranchised. But now I'm in this beautiful Lone Star that you see in my new intro, and I couldn't be happier. You know, we have our ups and downs here at this company. There's some weeks where I don't make shit, but there's other weeks, most weeks, I'm making a fucking killing. I'm not gonna say what I make, but compared to Crete and Warner, I'm making more than I made over there. I'm running decent miles. I've got an excellent truck, and the best part is it's like a family atmosphere over here because it's a small company. I'm the only over-the-road guy at the moment. I'm really hoping my boss adds some more. Don't know if he will. But yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell my 5 years of trucking. I can't believe it's been half a decade already, and I have no plans on slowing down. In fact, if the market starts to go back up, or we snag some more customer freight that goes long haul, I might see about buying this truck off of my boss. Who knows? I'm happy here. I'm happy with my career. And that's it, man. That's 5 years, man. Right there in a nutshell. From hating the factory, to going to school, to getting fucked by CR England, to going to Warner and loving it but hating the pay, going to Crete, loving it, going regional, loved that too, to going local and being home with my family every day, loved that, but now I'm back on the road. I love being on the road. I hate being away from my family, I'll be honest about that. I do not like leaving my wife and my kid and my cats. I've got 5 cats at home. Yeah, I'm a crazy cat guy. I prefer dogs, but we can only have cats at the moment. But there's something about the open road. And you know what? This is right now for me. This is where the money's at. I don't like being local at all. It's just way too monotonous for me. Just not a fan. I like being on the road. Even though right now I've been going mostly back and forth from Illinois to Texas to Indiana and over and over again, but still I'm stretching my legs and I'm getting the miles. That's what I like to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. And if you've been with me since the beginning and you've watched all the way to the end of this video and didn't skip like a jackass, leave a comment down below and let me know how long you've been here on the channel. I can't believe how big it's grown. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and that's fucking awesome, especially since YouTube changed their rules. And you can't go live from the YouTube app on a mobile device until you have 1,000 subs. You can use third party or you can go on the computer, but you can't do it from the YouTube app until you hit 1,000 subs. That is fucking stupid. Fuck YouTube. But we're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. Last year when I started being active again on here, I only had maybe, 120. So if you're one of those OGs over there who've been with me since 120 or before subscribers, let me know, man. I appreciate that you've been here for so long. And now that I got a truck worth showing off again, I'm going to get back to making videos. I just, we got to charge up the GoPro and get the mounts all set up and we're good to go. So yeah, thanks for checking in. I will see you all again soon. whether it be on a recorded vlog or a live, who knows. And yeah, take it fucking easy, guys. See ya.